Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Purpose Driven Life Sports, and I'm back here for another NBA video. So yesterday, game for the NBA Finals, Raptors won. Now Warriors are down 3-1. Now, the Warriors have been down 3-1 before. It was in the Western Conference Finals back in 2016. They did come back and beat the Thunder, but this is going to be different because this is a different team. This is the Raptors. They're a really great team. They're doing things defensively that Golden State hasn't seen people do. And they have a Kawhi Leonard, who's a guy who's just determined. He doesn't focus on other things. He just focuses on the game. He attacks. He's relentless. He just wants to win. That's all Kawhi Leonard just wants to do. He just wants to win. He just wants to win a championship. That's all his thing is. And his teammates aren't celebrating. They followed his lead and they're moving on game after game to the next game. They're studying film. And they're coming out and just playing. It doesn't matter what the circumstances. They've just really come out and just kind of done what they've done, which is they're playing defense. They're getting rebounds. Guys are just, that team is on a different level right now mentally. And I think, to me, talent-wise, it's not much of a disparity. I think Golden State still has the talent and the pieces around them, even though their bench is shaky, like very shaky this year. The problem is that mentally, Golden State, they're either tired or they've focused too much on, we need Kevin Durant. They don't look to be in the game. And the reason why I'm saying that you're focusing too much on needing Kevin Durant is because you've gotten this far and you've taken on the challenges along the way. You beat a Houston team in basically a game and a half without Kevin Durant, which was supposed to be your toughest challenge. You got out the West. You beat a Portland team down 17 plus 3 times in the Western Conference. So, Golden State, to me, they look mentally like they just don't have it. And I was in Suicide age 29. Shout out to him. I was in his chat yesterday, and he wanted me to come on here, and he wanted me to make a video about Draymond Green and calling Draymond Green out. Now, I will say this. Draymond Green does have to take a lot of blame here. And the reason is because as great as Draymond Green's numbers are, if you're looking at the efficiency of which he's getting his points and getting, scoring and helping out in those areas, it doesn't look good. That's putting it mildly. It just does not look good. And Draymond does step up in big moments as well. But his scoring just isn't. The team needs somebody else besides Steph and Clay. And then you don't even have DeMarcus Cousins, who had one great game after he came back. And after that, all of a sudden, he's just disappeared again. So, my thing with Draymond is I'm glad that he's confident. I'm not going to dog him because he's confident saying that we can win these games. He's a competitor. He's a champion. That's what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to have confidence in your team and your abilities. So don't come up to me and come talking to me like I'm wrong in saying that, or that Draymond's wrong in saying that. That's completely wrong. You need to be confident. And here's another thing. You talking about how if LeBron James said that, we would be dogging him. No, we wouldn't, because a lot of times we've seen LeBron James where he doesn't look confident or he's not really communicating with his teammates. But if LeBron James was saying that, then I would never have a problem with that, because LeBron James has proven to be the best player in basketball. Is he still that? I'll probably say so, because to me the playoffs, it's just a small sample size. You can't just say that the playoffs make you the best player. So, and if we're going off of that, then it'd probably be Kawhi Leonard, then LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. Because Kevin Durant just got injured. He hasn't came back. He doesn't look like he's going to come back in the series. So if I'm Golden State, and I'm Draymond Green especially, everybody's just got to get in this mindset that we've just got to step up. And to me, they would have won Game 4, and I'm going to say this wholeheartedly, I don't care what anybody says, if they did not turn the ball over at least 10 times in the first half. Because as you watch the game in the first half, Golden State they were up 12. Turned the ball over, then they were up 9. So every time you turn the ball over, you're giving your opponent in transition more opportunities to score. Because when they're in half-court defense, Toronto has a hard time scoring if it's not off of isolation, or if it's when Golden State's in great position and communicating on all the rotations. When Golden State was in their half-court defense last night in the first half, they were excellent. But when it got into transition, Toronto, that's how they really get going, is Toronto likes to play in the fast pace. And even though they were getting those off of Golden State's makes, Golden State was also in great transition off of their makes. That's when Golden State's at their best on defense, too, is if you want to push it on their makes, Golden State is always back. They're not a team that really celebrates off of makes so that much very often. So it's hard to score for them off of makes, let alone as well. But when you're giving Toronto opportunity after opportunity in transition to score, well, the game is going to turn. And when I was watching the game, when Toronto was down by less than 5 at halftime, I knew this game was probably going to take a turn. Because Toronto stuck with it, and they stuck with it. They knew they were missing open shots. And Golden State has to do a better job as well with their defense, too. Because when a guy is open, you at least have to make an effort to run at him. You got to at least force him to know your presence is there. When you're giving a guy an open shot in the first half and he's missing, in the second half, when you give him those shots, they're more than likely going to make it. So, and then I've seen off rotation, Steph Curry diving down to help off of a Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson didn't need help on one of those drives, and then you get Danny Green open for a three-pointer. It's too many mistakes that a championship team should not be making. So, while I can't come on here and talk about Draymond Green not scoring enough, and that is true. Draymond has to step up big. And I see him too many times off of a miss, off of a turnover, off a bad defense, hanging his head. For Draymond, what he needs to do is he's just got to move on to the next play, which I saw. Just push the pace. You got to push the tempo up. You got to make sure that one thing that I would like to Draymond go back to doing is just putting more pressure on Toronto, because it seems that Steph Curry, he doesn't get a lot of help. And I like what Suicide29 said to me last night, which I thought more about, because he was right on some points, is that Steph Curry is pretty much doing all he can do. He shot 9 of 22, though, which I told him I didn't like the efficiency. 9 of 22 when you shot 14 to 31 on 47 points. You had 27 points on 9-22, 2 of 9 from 3. To me, that's not going to get it done. And I saw a lot of shots where Steph Curry hesitated instead of just shooting it. Just shoot the ball. That's all I want. Because if you're not efficient but you're not hesitating, then I can live with that. But I saw him just catch it, then do this, which is you're hesitating before you shoot it. He would do this, then shoot it. That means he's out of rhythm, which I thought after game 3 he would have had his rhythm, because if you have no help but you get 47 as efficiently as he did, then to me that's a big problem. And what Golden State didn't do was they didn't capitalize off of those opportunities. You get a Klay Thompson back, to me that's an opportunity to open up the floor. But unfortunately, Steph Curry couldn't get open. They really keyed on him, and somehow it worked, even though Steph Curry had a Klay Thompson in the lineup. So now what I'm going to get to this point is that other guys need to help out. A Quinn Cook, Alfonso McKinney. These guys have to step up. It's got to be a bigger effort. Andre Iguodala can't be having just 3 points. That's not going to help out a Steph Curry or a Klay. And a Draymond, my problem this year, even though I love Draymond, but my problem with him this year is that his shooting has just been terrible. You got to be able to knock down open shots. This is Golden State's big problem, is that you have 2 shot makers. And then when you miss a Kevin Durant, then you only this is why people have said that you're not a better team without Kevin Durant, because when times get tough like this, you're going to need another playmaker. They don't really have one. They don't have another guy who can stop the bleeding and make shots when Steph Curry or Klay Thompson's off the floor. This team does look exhausted because they have to keep one of them in the lineup at all times. So at this point, I'm not even going to give up. I'm going to ride with the Warriors until it's officially over, which I don't think it's over. If any team can really come back, which I believe Golden State can come back, it's going to be them. But a mentality has to change to where if we're not making shots, then we're going to play defense, and we're just going to do that. We got to get to the lane. You got to. It's to me, basketball, as much as it is physical, there's always a mental switch that you have to flip when times get hard. And Steve Kerr to me said it best, is that this is going to be a challenge. But in order for it to be fun, you have to embrace it as it comes. They have a chance to rewrite their own history because guess what? They gave up a 3-1 lead in the finals. Can they reverse that and do that to somebody else? I think they can. But it's a switch where everybody just has to know that we might not be getting Kevin Durant. So what? Let's go out and do this. Because they look like this is it. This is what I've been trying to figure out. They look like they're just waiting for him and waiting and waiting. Stop waiting. Go play basketball. This has been my whole problem watching all the games, is that they're waiting for him. They're waiting for him to say, I'm back. Stop waiting. Because the likelihood is Kevin Durant's not going to come back and help you. He won't. Because he even his workout went bad on Thursday before the game. Look, I'm holding out hope too because I do believe he could probably come back. But to me, the likelihood is he might not. So why don't you just go play? Stop saying you need him. Because then that's going to keep reinforcing that. Then you're going to play worse. Go out and play basketball. Control what you can control, which is your own play in the game. That's all you can control. You can't control his calf. You can't just, snap and say it's going to recover itself. No, you have to go out and play basketball. And for Suicide Age 29, I think when we were arguing, I kind of could feel like my thing was with him is that, yes, they probably do need him, but my thing is with him, go out and play basketball. That's all the Warriors need to do. Because when they're just playing basketball, they're flowing, they're having fun. They are the best team and the most fun team to watch when they're just flowing. They're just playing. Everybody, to me, is in this mode of, we need Kevin. Kevin, where are you? Kevin. KD, where are you at? Stop. Okay? Just stop it. Just go out and play basketball. Just go have fun. Go do what you guys do best. If they don't do that in Game 5, well, then they're going to go home. Now, the one person I know who really is going to go ball out is Klay Thompson. I don't have any worries about Klay Thompson. My worries are with Steph Curry mentally and physically because to me, the Raptors, just keep getting away with too many holds. They're bumping him around. You saw Steph Curry frustrated last night because they're just bumping him, they're reaching, and he's going through it all. But to me, if Steph Curry, he's got to go do his thing. Just stop worrying about KD. Just go play basketball. Go play basketball. Draymond Green, go make your shots and go play basketball. Go play defense. Go get your blocks. Go get your triple doubles. Go play basketball. That's going to be my final thing. And I'm going to give all the credit to the Raptors because they're just playing basketball. They're not worried about if KD's going to play or not because they're like, we're here to win a championship. We came to Oakland to go win too. We came here to win a championship. To me, Golden State is looking like, we want to win a championship. We want to make sure Kevin is here. Because what it's looking like is Kevin Durant's going to leave regardless. But guys like that, why don't you just go play the game? Why don't you just go do what you guys do? You guys are the Warriors. It's that simple to me. If you're out playing basketball, there's nobody that can beat the Warriors. The Warriors are just playing their basketball when they're not worried about everything else. When they're just playing basketball, which is all they need to do, then they're the best team. So it's gonna do it for Purple Dream Live Sports in this video. My thing with the Warriors is they're getting outplayed. They're mentally not in it because you're waiting for KD. You're waiting for Kevin Durant. Stop it. Stop it. You're hurting yourself by doing that. You're letting the other team beat you in a game that you're supposed to be the best at. You're in a dynasty. This is your time. This is your run. So go play basketball. Stop worrying about Kevin Durant because to me, Kevin Durant is going to leave regardless. I don't know if he's going to come back. I don't care if he does, really. This series has been fun because you get to see a real mentality. The way the Raptors are playing, they're playing like they're the defending champions right now. That's what they're playing like. So, to me, it looks like Golden State is a newcomer on the block. They're not used to this moment. Stop that. Go play basketball. Draymond Green, that's on you to instill that mentality, not that we're going to go win all these games. We know that y'all can do that. But can you put your team back into the mentality that we're the champs, we're going to defend this, and we're going to go play basketball? That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm waiting to see. So, now you guys watching this video. I want to give a quick shout out to H29. Suicide Age 29, excuse me. That was really fun last night. He really did give some good points about Draymond Green, which is I like Draymond Green being confident, but I think Suicide is 29 needs to change your thinking to that. You can be confident, but go out and play. I think you're trying to say that, but you're saying it the wrong way. So he needs to go out and play and just play basketball. That's my thing. But thank you guys for listening. I'm enjoying the series so far, even though Warriors are down 3-1. I think this is what they need to kind of, flip the switch and just, I think that was always the problem with me when I play was you got to stop worrying about other stuff. Control what you can control. Go have fun. This is supposed to be fun. I'm having more fun watching it than they are playing it. What the hell is going on? But thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in my next video.